avoid talking about this. I did not want to talk about it. Okay, I'm tired of talking about it, or I'm tired of thinking about it. But someone in the chat brought it up. We might as well mention it. Modest Buzelis. And did the Spurs miss out on Modest Buzelis? So you guys know on draft night, this is who I wanted. I was yelling at my screen. You know, when we got to pick 8 and he was available, I said, do it. Get Modest Buzelis. A lot of people didn't like him. A lot of people didn't care for him. There were plenty of people saying, no, I don't think he's that great. I'd rather have Dilly. I didn't want Dilly. When they picked him, I was a little dumbfounded. But, you know, I said, and you can go back to the stream and watch it, but my live reaction was like, well, okay, if they got Dilly, then that means some guys are going to be gone, right? I was like, some guards off our like they're gone. Like there's no way that they keep anybody if you spent that pick on Dilly. But I thought Buzelis was a guy that could fit what we needed. I personally think it might have been one or two things, okay? One or two things, all right? Either A, the Spurs didn't go after Modest Buzelis because he wanted to go to the Bulls, which I'm pretty sure... Let's see. Okay. Yes. All right. Okay. I knew I wasn't crazy. All right. So what I was going to say was he was a Bulls fan. I just can't thank the Bulls organization enough. Buzelis said he grew up watching Derrick Rose, who was a player that left an impact on a young Buzelis as he grew into a basketball fan. Me being born and raised there, it just makes it so much better. So yeah, so he grew up a Chicago Bulls. He grew up a Chicago Bulls fan. So I was wondering, maybe he verbalized to teams that he wanted to go to Chicago. And if that's the case, then I'm cooling, right? I'm absolutely cooling. Or number two, the Spurs genuinely didn't think, they thought that 2 future first round picks is more impressive, which in this climate, it is very hard and difficult to get those picks. They're first round picks, unprotected, swaps, unprotected. It's really tough to get those. Maybe they thought, okay, that's actually more of value than choosing at 8, right? I just have a hard time believing, as much as I watched Modest Buzelis this past season, I do not believe that the Spurs didn't like him or didn't want him in some way. I think that it might have just came down to he wanted to go to Chicago, or it came down to this is just too good to pass up. Because we know now that they didn't even know who they were choosing at 8, right? Like they weren't going to choose Dillingham at all. So they didn't know who was going to be chosen at 8. They just did it for the picks. They were like, okay, it's worth it. But maybe it could have been both. Maybe it could have been Buzelis wanting to go to Chicago. The Spurs could have picked him anyway, but wanted to go to Chicago. And on top of it, you got that on the table, you know. I'm happy he didn't fall to the Thunder. Yeah, I really like him, dude. He's just a solid player. I don't know. I hate that some people are like shocked. And it's like, I'm not shocked at all. He's just a solid player. That's who he is. He's just a really solid player. Yeah, he just knows how to play the game of basketball, man. I was quite shocked that we didn't pull the trigger. But the 2 picks, you can't really say if this is good or bad yet. You know, you got to wait and see what comes out of it. Fetty, you right. Hawks giving Spurs Cooper Flag is crazy. It is crazy. We could very well get him. I know people are like, the NBA won't let that happen. We could very well get him. I think the Spurs are going to have a top 10 pick. I think that the Hawks are going to have a top 10 pick. Why can't we get them? We can get them. It's possible. Anything is possible. How old you think I'll be when Wemby gets his first ring? I don't know. How old are you? Good stuff. Good stuff.